Dr. Dog's music has often been compared to psychedelic 60s bands such as the Beatles. And I was just wondering, was this something intentional for you guys? And were you worried about there being an audience for this type of music?
God, he called for rain.
I've always sort of had enough faith in myself to say, like, okay, we're working this song through, it's done, I take it home, I put it on the CD player, I hit play, I listen to it, and I'm like, that's awesome. And it's over, and I listen to it again, I'm like, yeah, I really like this. And so it'd be silly for me to think that I'm the only person in the world that's going to enjoy that. I mean, if I'm being honest with myself, and I really do like it, which you have to do when you're making music, because you can't let anything slide. There's not a single released Dr. Dog song that I listen to and regret anything about. And I use that as evidence of the fact that we know how to be objective listeners to our own music and know exactly at what point it's done to our liking and it becomes a piece of music that we enjoy listening to.
Love, she asked for more.
Would you like to describe the musical and lyrical themes of your most recent album, Fate?
We had no manifesto for this album. We just, like everything, stepped into the studio and I said, here's 70 songs, like, let's start on one. And then the next day, let's start on another, and you just start throwing a bunch of shit at the wall, and slowly some things start to stick. And as things were starting to stick, it was a beautiful picture made out of this shit on the wall, you know?
Did you feel a lot of pressure to sort of be different from what you guys did, the album before this one?
You know, I've been asked that before, and I know that's sort of like definitely like a phenomenon for bands when you put out a couple records, and then from those records, people sort of gain a sense of who you are. They start to expect a certain thing from you, and then naturally, if you change or whatever, you know, it might mess people up. From the very first things we've ever done, we're pretty wide open. Like, we've always given ourselves a lot of room to try lots of different things. I mean, of course, within 60s inspired psychedelic Beatles-based pop. There's a lot of different ways you can sort of dress up a song and make it feel, and I feel like we've only really scratched the surface of that for ourselves. So when it came time to make the album, there was no need to feel pressure because we were so excited to be doing it and we had plenty of ideas.
How would you describe a typical Dr. Dog show for someone who's never been?
On a basic level, they're pretty high energy shows, you know. We all like to just let the physical side of it take over and the thinking side of it sort of go away. So it's pretty much in general like sort of just a stupid, most of the time drunken, sweaty rugby match.